Hi, my name is Wesley Myrick. Today, I'm going to be doing an interview with my man Stephen Atkins discussing adversity in a marriage and being a father to 3 young daughters.
Talk about adversity in a marriage, Wesley, if you don't mind.
Adversity in a marriage, every marriage is going to be different. What works for me and my wife might not be the same that works for Paul and Sandra in their marriage. It has a give and take. Because when you're first dating somebody, it's basically like you're getting to know them, when you're dating. But once you get married, it's basically doing the whole thing all over again because expectation is different. Because what we used to do to make them happy, now they expect it. That's the norm. So we gotta take it to a whole nother level. The arguments are different because when you argue when you're just dating, you can easily just leave the house. When you're married, it's different. You don't leave the house because you have to work it out. Because if not, that resentment will be in there. It's just lingering, and it will rear its ugly little head. And then next thing you know, a little small argument from, "Hey babe, you left the ice on the table," blows up into a whole bigger argument than what it has to be. Instead of taking care of the issue right then and there. It's all about being understanding, feeling from where each other come from. Like what makes me mad might not make her mad, but what makes her mad might not make me mad. It's just being on the same level and understanding each other's feelings. They're enjoying understanding each other's feelings to certain situations. So one thing I've been learning with me and my wife is I had a thing where I was always sarcastic. That is something I had to work on, and I never realized that how sarcastic I was, and it was affecting not just my wife but a lot of people around me. So that's something I've been working on, and all I can say is from working on that, from seeing the hurt that it does to people being sarcastic to a certain level, I understand like, hey, it might be funny to me, but it's not funny to them. Like my wife, as I said before. So I don't do it no more because I want my marriage to work. Because one small thing, that thing right there, as I said before, one small thing can blow up in my face and be a whole bigger thing than what it has to be. She tells me what the issue is, we work it out. If I have an issue, I'll come to her, we sit down, we talk about it. That's one thing that I feel as though a lot of people tend to lack, because we can tell each other how we feel in a text message, but we can't tell each other how we feel face to face. And I feel as though we need to go back to that, be able to sit in the room and just hash things out, get everything out in the open. The moment that we get it out in the open is the moment that we're able to work through it, be better than what we was before we even got to that point. And like I always tell my wife, let's make today better than what yesterday was. And so far, it's been working pretty well for her.
So tell me what it's like being a father to 3 young, beautiful girls.
Being a father to 3 daughters. One thing I realized about being a father to 3 daughters, they all have their different, unique way. They have their different opinion on how they feel about things, and they react to things differently. However, I don't treat them differently. I treat them all the same, and I always tell them education is more important than anything else that you might want in this world. So don't think about boys. We all dads will say that. Don't think about boys, and which is true because I was a boy at one point in time, and we all know what they want. But I want my daughters to be able to succeed. I push them to keep on being better than what they are because they already have it, harder as it is. So if they can take some of the criticism from me, they're going to be able to succeed in this world. They're not blatant disrespect to them, more so critiquing certain areas that need to be able to be critiqued so they can achieve to their fullest potential. And it's hard some days. Sometimes they don't listen. And girls, when they argue, they argue. They argue about sharing toys. They don't like sharing. However, I tell them all the time that they're sisters, and at the end of the day, when mom and dad is not there, it's just y'all. Y'all have to stick together. Because at the end of the day, family is the number one thing that I've been trying to teach my kids from day one since all of them was born. At the end of the day, y'all only have each other. So I need y'all to always be there for each other, no matter wherever the issue is. If y'all don't talk, y'all should never go a day without talking to each other. Y'all should always be able to talk to each other, confide in each other. Because at the end of the day, your sisters are going to know you better than anybody else. And that's something that you want. You want your sibling to be able to know you and they be able to confide to you about the situation or wherever you're going through. My kids are getting older. They ask certain questions, and it's a little bit more harder to answer, but they're smart, so they kind of get the gist of it. But I always tell them, pay attention to what you're doing. Always keep an eye on each other. Don't talk to strangers, because anybody can say, "Oh, well, I know your dad. Your dad's around the corner." If they don't look like that I know them, they know not to speak to them. I always tell them all the time, don't talk to no strangers because you don't know what they're going through. I don't trust it because I have daughters. I'm very, very alert about a lot of things, and I'm very cautious because something happens to them, I don't know what I would do. And I got sisters, and I want my daughters to know, hey, I want you. There's a higher level to stand by. Because I got a cousin named Katrina. She graduated college, and I told her, I said, you don't understand how what you're doing right now is kind of setting my kids up for success. You graduate from college, you're working on your masters and all that. I said, I can be able to tell my kids, hey, this is your cousin Katrina. She's doing this, she's doing that. Y'all can do the same thing. Just don't be limited to your look. So when a boy says, hey, you're beautiful, because beautiful ain't gonna pay your bills. It's not. Or Dad, you're very talented in this. No, your education, because when your looks go and your talent goes, that education stays there, and you can succeed in more things in life. And my job as a dad is to have them set up to be able to manage their money, to be able to know when they're getting scammed, and open their eyes to certain things. Not just have book smart, but have some type of street smart to it. Because I don't take my kids around certain things that I had to grow up around. However, I let them know, pay attention to these certain things, because people will try to take advantage of you. Like I have my middle daughter, very nice, but I know what niceness gets you in this world. They take advantage of you. And I tell all the time, you can't be nice to everybody. Be mindful. Just because you'll do that for them, don't mean they'll do that for you. I have my youngest daughter, she always has a thing where she wants to depend on other people. I tell my daughter all the time, don't ever depend on people, because people will let you down. And it's true. So that's something that's different. Like, she depends on people. She depends on people to help her with certain things. I tell her all the time, we're not always going to be here to help you. So you have to get it now, so when you get older, you can succeed in the world on your own. And then I have an older daughter where she wants the attention all the time. And I always tell her, don't worry about the attention. We shouldn't be saying, Carl, you're doing a great job because you're getting A's and B's. A's and B's. That's the standard I already set for you. This is what you're supposed to do. We set you up for this. When you come home every day, you do this homework. So that's the fruit of your labor, of putting in the time, studying. For all of them, studying, putting in the time, putting in the work. So when you reach that achievement, that's the fruit of your labor. You work towards that. Nobody gave that to you. That's something that you earned. And that's why I feel as though, as parents, we have to keep on letting our kids know that, like, the things that you're doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what is expected for you. Every time you go to school, every time you're taking a test, I expect you to do great on it. Yeah, there's going to be days when you're going to be off. I get it. We're all human. However, you should be able to adjust to that and do better than what you did the last time. And you just have to be there. At the end of the day, whether you got daughters, sons, nieces, nephews, godkids, at the end of the day, always preach education. Education is very key to this world, not just for them, but for ourselves. Because one thing I realized, I could push my kids all the time. I want you to go to school. I want you to go to school. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. All right, I have to set the standard. So, them doing what they're doing motivates me to want to do better. Whether it's at work, moving to a higher level at work, with education-wise, and getting a higher position. So I let them know, hey, when you put in the time, you put in the work, this is what happens. You exceed, you excel, you do better things than what you're doing now. Never be content on where you're at. That's one thing I feel as though we all tend to do. We tend to be content on where we're at when God has so much more for us. Not just more, but He has a lot of blessings for us to receive. Instead of just staying content. If you stay content, oh well, I got this right here, I'm good. No, there's always more that you can go do. There's more education. There's more knowledge. And that knowledge that you get, you can spread that wealth. You can motivate other people to do other things. Like my man Steve Atkins, he's out here doing motivational documentaries. I commend him for that. That's a stand-up guy, and I appreciate that of him. You know, me and him, when we first met, we met through my wife and his girlfriend at the time. And ever since then, me and him hit it off. That's my guy. At the end of the day. He's smart, he's motivated, he's not content on where he's at, which he's doing great for himself. But he tells me, Wes, there's so much more that I want to do. And I told him all the time, go chase that. That's like a little brother. I want him to achieve the world, because I know that's his goal, and I know that's an honorable man, and he goes to church, and he believes in God. And I pray for my man all the time. I pray for not just him, for all my friends, all my co-workers, all my family, because I want them to all do better. I'm not just a selfish guy, like, I only want myself to do good. No, I want everybody to do good. I want everybody to achieve that top-notch level, because you have to work for it, and I know that we can achieve it. And being content kind of just, stays in that struggle. It keeps us down. That's why I always tell people all the time, I don't depend on the government or who I'm voting for to make a difference in my life. At the end of the day, my mom always told me, if you go to work every day, you'll get paid. You have to be able to go out there and get it on your own and stop relying on other people. And that stuck with me ever since I was a kid. I don't rely on people to do this for me, to do that for me. No, I go out there and I have to go do it on my own. Because at the end of the day, that's all I really have. And I have kids and a wife to keep providing for. She's back in school. And I told her, I said, go to school now. She's going to go be a diesel mechanic. That's her dream. I told her to go ahead and go do it. Why? Because there's so much more that she can do. Instead of working for somebody, she could be her own boss. You know how big that is? Like that's major right there. That not even just that, that's an example for the kids, for my daughters to see, hey, mom can do this. Why can't we? We can do better than that. She's setting the bar so high. Because like I said, my wife and my cousin, they're setting the bar so high for our nieces and nephews and for our daughters to achieve so much more of a higher level. Like it's bigger than just this county. It's bigger than just going to high school or just going to a trade school. It's bigger than that, because there's always more. God always has more for us. So don't be content on wherever you're at. So if you feel as though you ain't going nowhere, or you feel as though you're going backwards, stop whatever you're doing. Pray, ask God for guidance. He'll give you the guidance, and He'll have you moving forward. In order for things to change, you have to change yourself. That's when everything else around you start changing. Every day. One love.